Okay, guys, I'm here to give my review of the Great American Bash 2004. This is the 13th review in the Great American Bash review series, but the first under the WWE umbrella. WWE brought this show back in 2004 because they wanted to try to double their pay-per-view revenue by having a Raw and periodically having a Raw and a SmackDown pay-per-view in the same month. Okay, because Bad Blood had aired a couple weeks before this show did. That was Raw. Okay, now in 2004 they did the same thing in October with No Mercy and Taboo Tuesday. And in January of 2005 did the same thing, and it was a tradition for a while. The problem is that only the hardcore wrestling fan will order every pay-per-view. And if you're trying to order a and if you are having pay-per-views that are 2 weeks apart, that's going to be kind of hard for a lot of other people. So this really did not work to what the WWE wanted it to do. So, the Great American Bash 2004 took place on June 26, 2004, from the Scope in Norfolk, Virginia. Very famous arena in wrestling. Lots of things have been there. Like the first World War III was there, and some other shows. Open up a fatal four-way elimination match for the WWE United States Championship. John Cena versus Rene Dupree versus Booker T versus Rob Van Dam. This is a one-star match. Okay, it's an okay little match. Could have been better, but it's one star. Cena gets the first elimination by rolling up Van Dam after Van Dam hits a 5-star on both Dupree and Booker T. Booker T gets an elimination after John Cena gives the AA to Rene Dupree. I know that it was not called the AA in 2004, but I'm so used to calling it that now that I just called it that for John Cena. Okay, so yeah, and then Cena AA's Booker to win the match and retain the U.S. Championship. 1 star. So then we get Luther Reigns versus Charlie Haas. Oh boy, Luther Reigns. A guy that was all muscle and body and very little wrestling skill. And I was suing the WWE because he ended up not making what he thought he could make in pro wrestling. Well, whatever. Anyway, this is not a good match. Haas does his best to make Luther Reigns look good, but it's just not a good match. If you want to make Luther Reigns look good, you need to put him in the ring for ring general like Eddie Guerrero or somebody like that. Because then you might be able to get him to look somewhat good. But Charlie Haas wasn't the kind of guy to do that. That's a problem with 3 of these new guys and 3 matches on the show. They're against people that are not going to make them look good. Half a star. Reigns wins. So then we get the match of the night. The WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Rey Mysterio versus Chavo Guerrero. 3.5 stars. This is the best match on this show. It's a really good match. Mysterio won the title 2 weeks before this from Chavo Classic, who was then fired because he no-showed an event. Finish comes when Chavo goes for the Gory Bomb, but Rey counters with a Sunset Flip Power Bomb. Great match, though. Chavo works over Rey's knees. Lots of psychology here. Good storytelling. Good match. 3.5 stars. Match of the night, bar none. So then we get Billy Gunn versus Kenzo Suzuki. 1 star. Another problem like the Luther Reigns Charlie Haas match. Billy Gunn's not the kind of guy you want to put Kenzo Suzuki against because he's not going to make him look good. Because Billy Gunn as a singles wrestler was not good. Good tag wrestler. One of the great tag wrestlers in WWE history. Pathetic as a singles wrestler who, for some reason, WWE gave the Intercontinental Championship to, and I still don't know why that happened. But Kenzo wins with that claw, STO type deal, whatever. 1 star. So then we get Sable versus Torrie Wilson. Half a star match. Sable wins with a roll-up. Although Torrie's shoulder is clearly off the mat and you could see it. So it led to a rematch the following SmackDown, and after that Sable is gone. Half a star. Nothing special. Oh, excuse me. So then we get Mordecai versus Hardcore Holly. Remember Mordecai? I talked about him at Judgment Day 04. Sky Too Hottie at least did a somewhat good job making him look good. Hardcore Holly, for any newcomer rookie, is never going to do anything to make them look good because he hated rookies. He hated rookies and was never going to do anything to make them look good. So, 1 star. Mordecai was gone to SmackDown after this because he lost to Rey Mysterio and then he disappeared. And would not be back until 2006 as Kevin Thorne. 1 star for the match, but again, wrong guy to put Mordecai in the ring with. So then we get the Texas Bullrope match for the WWE Championship. Eddie Guerrero versus John Bradshaw Layfield. 2.5 stars. Okay match here. It is a traditional Bullrope match where you have to touch the all 4 corners. And a lot of it has a lot of the traditional stuff that you get in that kind of a match. Does persist in this match. It does. But I think it's still a 2.5 star match. I think their match at Judgment Day is actually somewhat better of Judgment Day 04, but finish, they're tied 3-3. Eddie charges at JBL, touches the turnbuckle, appears to win the match, but on replay, you see that while Eddie's jumping onto JBL, JBL's shoulder actually hits the 4th corner, which means JBL wins the match. Yes, it was a dusty finish and a screw job finish, but if you actually look in the context of the rules, it actually is a fair call. So, JBL would become a long-term transitional champion and would hold his title to WrestleMania 21 when he lost to John Cena. 2.5 stars. So then we get the Concrete Crypt match. The Undertaker versus the Dudley Boys. Why is the Concrete Crypt match, you're probably wondering? Well, it's like this. In this storyline, to motivate the Dudley Boys, Paul Heyman gave a motivational speech to the Dudley Boys. The Dudley Boys end up kidnapping Paul Bearer. And Paul Heyman, in using Dudley Boys having Paul Bearer and the urn, he uses it to manipulate and blackmail the Undertaker. So, to ensure Undertaker does the right thing, Paul Heyman, or somebody, got this idea to take Paul Bearer, put him in a crypt of 3-inch bulletproof glass that can't be broken or anything, and put cement in it should the Undertaker not do the right thing. That's what a Concrete Crypt match is. This is a 1-star match. Heyman puts cement all the way up near Paul Bearer's head. And then Undertaker wins of a tombstone to Devon, and then Taker finishes the job Heyman started. And in case you're wondering, was ever said why Taker did it? No, not to my knowledge. They never explained why Taker did it. We wouldn't see Paul Bearer again until 2010 when he showed up to help Kane beat the Undertaker during that feud. So in a way, you could say Paul Bearer spent the next 6 years in the storyline plotting his revenge for the Undertaker. I'll tell you this is better than the Great American Bash of 04, because it at least gets double digits on its, it at least gets a double-digit score as an 11 out of a possible 40, and would at least get into the D- range, roughly. It would at least get to the D- range, roughly. So, it's... Next up in the series will be the Great American Bash 2005. That will be uploaded either tomorrow or Saturday. This will be in the Great American Bash review series. If you like the video, like button is down there, subscribe button is down there, and thank you for watching. Bye.